Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sali Nassar and I'm so excited for my first episode. So today's topic is going to be about the power of journaling. What journaling does to tame our thoughts, control our emotions, and allow us to be more aware of how we feel. So I was going through something in my life, just like any other human, and I had a lot of bottled emotions, and there was a lot going on in here. So my friends were like, "Okay, Sally, why don't you explore journaling?" And I looked at them. I'm like, "What's journaling? Like, it's literally a book with like lines. What am I gonna do with a book?" And they're like, "You need to understand that when you write down your thoughts, you see them clearly, and you feel better about them." And I'm like, okay, no, this is not working for me. If it worked for you, great, but for me, I'm not gonna buy that. And then they tried to convince me to just try it. Try it for 7 days. What's gonna happen? 7 days of your entire life. What's gonna happen? And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So I was at work and I was in the office, and I started thinking about what they told me, and I was like really angry about everything during that phase, anything would aggravate me. And I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work, because I'm letting out, I'm venting all my emotions to my, on my family, on my friends, and I'm just like we need to figure this out. So I went down, there's this bookstore, okay? It sells like stationery and stuff as well, and it's in like where I work, in the office, in the building. So I went down and I asked the lady who works there, and I'm like, so is there like a journal here, or like, what's do you guys sell journals? And then she's like, we sell notebooks. And I'm like, okay, can you show me? And I wanted like a cute one, like, I'm doing this, I might as well have fun with it. So she showed me like all these different type of notebooks, the ones that we used to do, like use in school and university. Like, it reminded me of biology, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. So then I gave up, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk out, and I'm that's it. I made the effort to go down to a bookstore and try to get a book. And then I saw a really, really cute book. It's like a lilac color, and it's like a bit, sandy material, and it said, "Make it happen." And I felt it spoke to me, like the book came and told me, "Make it happen, Sally." And I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna buy this book. So I asked the lady, I'm like, do you have, because it was on the display. I'm like, do you guys have any other copies of this one? I'll buy it. She's like, yeah, we have. So she got it for me. And I asked her if I can open it. So she showed me that it was just a simple, all my notes, all my thoughts. But yeah, it's just pretty much a very basic lined notebook. And so I bought it, and I went up to my office, and I wrote down the date. And to tell you guys exactly when I started, it was the 13th of November 2020. And I kind of just wrote the day, so I put day 1. So here, I have day 1 right there, and the date. I'm like, what? I'm gonna give myself 7 days. 7 days of journaling, and if I really feel a difference, then I'll continue. So I started writing every single morning. I woke up, I had my cup of coffee, I was meditating, I put a little bit of music, like a bit of the music that you guys are hearing now, that kind of vibe. And I just sat there and wrote. And, the first day was difficult, because I was like, what am I supposed to write? Like, I feel so many things, and there's so much going on up in here, but why is it so difficult to translate that on paper? So I did find it difficult at the beginning. So I was cautious about what I was writing, as if someone's gonna read it. Like, this book is for you, it's your space, you can write whatever you want. And that was difficult for me, to really trust that this book is only for me, So I started writing down, what I was feeling, my goals, my dreams, my past experiences, things that were bothering me, things that were creating some kind of fear or anxiety, or any form of emotion. And day after day, I noticed that there were some days that were much harder than others. I'd find myself sometimes crying while I was writing, and I'd find sometimes myself laughing when I was crying. And that was really interesting, because it's kind of like your friend. Like, you remember when we were young, we had like an imaginary friend, like pen pal? It was kind of the same, but like a more mature level, because now we have like, we definitely don't have the problems that we had in like 7th grade. So, what happened to the good old days? But yeah, definitely the problems or the challenges have deferred over the years. So I noticed the difference in my emotions when I was writing. And what was really interesting is that because I set the deadline, for 7 days. So the 7th day, I was like, you know what? I did 7 days. This is not so bad. I'm looking forward to doing this tomorrow, and I feel better. I feel more aware about what I'm feeling, and I feel more in control of how I'm thinking, because now I just got them. I wrote them down. I got them off my mind, and they're no longer there. Like, they aren't killing me in my mind anymore. They're on that paper, and I closed the book, jot it down next to me, and it's done. It's done. So this is when I was like, I really, I'm liking where this is going, but I want to spice it up just a bit. I want to make it even more fun, take it up a notch. So I went and I started researching like different types of journals, and there was a journal, of which I use now, that was all over Instagram. All the bloggers and the influencers, and like everyone was talking about this book. And I'm like, I'm gonna get my hands on that book. And that book is the 5-minute journal. No joke, it's 5 minutes. It is 5 minutes of your 24 hours to sit there with yourself, to sit there with you, and to really reflect on your day. I'm going to take you through the book, okay? So the book starts, I'm just going to get a bit closer, okay? So the book starts, okay, so as you can see, there's the date, and then there's a motivational quote every single day. So today's motivational quote is, put your heart, mind, and soul into your smallest acts. This is the secret of success. And there are amazing authors and writers that have their quotes at the top of every page in this journal. So this is the beginning of the journal. As you can see, there is a sun here, so that means it's the day, because it's divided between day and night. Here's the moon. And the first thing is the quote, and then there's 3 lines for writing down what you're grateful for. So every single day, we must be grateful for something, right? I mean, whether it's big or small, there's something to be grateful for, and there's something to feel thankful for. And so I started writing down every single day 3 things that I felt I was really grateful for, and things that I wouldn't even think about. Like, it's as small as, thank you for giving me the opportunity to breathe this morning, and for the chance to have a new day to make a difference. It's things that we take for granted because we think that we have tomorrow, and we might not. So this is what's really nice about the first part. And then the second part, you have what would make today great. And I love this part because it's like indirectly manifesting what you want. I mean, it's like literally telling you what would make today great. Be creative. What do you really want? Do you want to feel a certain way? Do you want a certain situation to be a certain way? What is it that would really make your day great? So get creative. Explore the imagination. And what's really interesting is that what I actually write down on those 3 lines, like what would make today great, ironically speaking, something would happen along those lines. I'm not telling you 100% because it's not magic, but every single day, we're talking like a good 40-50%. I mean, that's something. Yeah, we say, I wish my dreams would come true, and if they do, we get excited. But if you're writing your dreams or what you want every single day, and you feel that every single day, it's insane. It's such a beautiful feeling. So I would write down what I would want for that day, and I would really just manifest it. And then it brings me to the third section, which is the daily affirmations. So daily affirmations, I am. And this is pretty much like how you want to feel about yourself, how you want to see yourself. What are things that you want to really believe about yourself? And this is really nice. I mean, do you want to feel beautiful? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to feel like you can conquer the world? What is it that you want to feel? Write it down. There's no limits. No one can stop you from writing down what you want. So it's really interesting how we feel sometimes that we're not allowed to ask. Or if we ask, it's like we're being too needy or we're not grateful for what we have. But you can. And that's okay. You can ask. You can ask for something to be great in your day. You can look in the mirror and say, I'm gonna conquer today. I am worthy of today. I am worthy for what's gonna happen, what's coming to me. And it's beautiful because indirectly you're really creating that positive aroma or that positive shield around you that will block out anything that will invade it. And it's just a really, really, really interesting section in the journal. And then after my day is done, I would come back home. Before I sleep, I would also have the night section. So 3 amazing things that happened today. And I'm telling you guys, these 3 things are somehow related to the first 3 things. So what would make today great? And then 3 amazing things that happened today. There's a link. Like I hope you guys buy this book and try it, and then share with me what happened with you guys, because I couldn't believe, like, for example, I would say, what would make today great? Someone that would give me a nice compliment about my latest presentation and I'd feel super motivated to finish it. I'm just throwing something out. What would happen is maybe I wouldn't get that specific, request, let's say, genie in a bottle. Maybe I wouldn't get that specific request fulfilled. But what would happen is, let's say, for example, that, I finish my presentation quicker. So let's say I've had a deadline, and that day, just the fact that I said I would love to hear a compliment, a push, a motivation about my presentation, but I didn't. But I am my own motivation because I want to finish my presentation, and I did. So it's those simple things. It's the indirect things that you say, you send out to your day that come out in a different way. And then the last thing is, how could I have made today better? We're human, right? And we all make mistakes, and we all wish that some things were different, or some things wouldn't happen the way that they happened, or you didn't say something. I mean, you regret saying something, or whatever it is. So what could have made today better? Is it that I wish I didn't say that to my mom or to my friend, or I wish that I'd chosen to take the other route and I didn't get stuck in traffic for like an hour, or whatever it is. It's really nice after a long day to just sit down with yourself and reflect, reassess your day. How could you make today better? And I want you guys to really trust your assessment about yourself, because you're your best critique. You're your toughest critique, but you are your best critique. And you're the only person that really knows how your day could have been better, because you feel your day, you're present in your day. You're your own day. So when you sit there and you reassess your day and you try to see what you could have made better, the things that come on your mind are truly, truly inspirational, because you end up being more aware about it, and then when the next day comes or the day after, you remember what you wrote that day. So yeah, I mean, it's so simple. It's a simple journal. It takes 5 minutes out of my morning and 5 minutes out of my, evening. That's 10 minutes out of your 24 hours. And you're doing something good for your self-development, for your self-awareness, and for your overall mental health in a fun way. And it's actually really, it's pretty. Like, I put it like next to my bed, and I have like a candle next to it. So it's actually, it's an experience more than a duty or more than something that you have to do. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what I do every single day. And I truly, truly, truly recommend you guys to find a way to introduce journaling in your life, even if it's as small as writing sticky notes, sticking it on your mirror, just to get the momentum up to enter the world of journaling, because I can assure you it has changed my life. It has changed the way I feel about my day. It has changed my perspective on certain challenges, certain dilemmas, certain people, certain relationships, everything. So I really wanted to share with you guys this experience. I hope that I was able to encourage you guys to to start this journey just like how my friends told me about this journey. And I truly thank them for enlightening me and for pushing me to really to start this process. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, to like and subscribe, and to stay tuned for an amazing episode next week for another tool that's gonna lighten up your beautiful day. Ciao. I think it's a fabulous idea, but that's just me. Music closed.